Second city, but first in every team. Champion town, got trophies and them rings. Bulls on tap, we coming for everything. Tap sports, we coming for everything. It's apparent, nobody talking better than Melissa and Derek. They hate to compare it. Us and winners laced in the marriage, forever we cherish. Got opinions on the Bulls, who better to share it. I know you wish you can be cool as we foolishly and never be number one against our legends 2 and 3. Don't act like y'all don't know who you hear, who you see. Bulls on tap sports. Y'all know who we be. For real. Word.
What's up, Bulls Nation? You're now watching another episode of the Bulls on Tap podcast, presented to you by On Tap Sports Network. I'm your host, Derek, and as always, I'm here kicking it with my co-host, Miss Melissa. Missy, what's going on?
What's up, gang? Good to be back, kind of.
Kind of.
The last game.
And today we are joined by the creator of the Bulls Fam Facebook group, My Bulls Brother for Life. John, what's going on, man?
What's happening in Bulls Nation? Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year's.
Happy holidays, because that's probably going to be the only happy things that's going on right now. But, before we get into the unhappiness of the Bulls, we got to kick it off with John and your Bulls origin story. When, why, how did you become a Bulls fan?
The Shot, 1989. Now, there's a precursor to that, though. I was a big Jordan versus Bird Tecmo video game head, the little handheld before color. I was all into that, and I saw a replay of The Shot over Elo, and I got all hyped about it and asked my dad, "Hey, who is that?" "Oh, that's the guy Jordan from the video game." And I said, "Wait, that guy's real?" "Yeah, that's Michael Jordan. He's actually a real person." Okay, well, between that, the hype between that and the colors, red, white, and black, that was always my favorite color scheme to begin with. That was it. 1989, The Shot on Elo. Right after that happened, it's when I started to really pay attention. Became a big fan starting in 91 in the finals versus the Lakers. That's really what did it. And there you go, 91.
That's so interesting.
The 91 kept first championship. So it was the dynasty and Michael Jordan that brought you in.
That's it. 35 years of Bulls fan. 33 years of a huge Bulls fan. So
it's funny you learning about MJ through the game. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's funny you learning through MJ, learning about MJ through the game, and like now it's like people are learning through MJ because of his shoes, if they even know him from basketball at this point. But that's funny. That's it. Very interesting.
That's right. That's what marketing does. That's what marketing does. It gets you in young and old. So they definitely got me on that. But huge Bulls fan ever since. Even after the dynasty breakup, all the bad years, even now, it's tough to watch. And it's a really peculiar way as a Bulls fan right now, because there's no emotion involved right now, for me anyway. Because I'm like this, if we win, oh, that's great, we won. But if we lost, we're closer to the Cooper Flag sweepstakes or getting a draft pick, which we need more so than making the play-in and losing in the first or second game. So it's definitely a tough year. But nothing's quite as tough as last night in the fourth quarter, right?
Man. That was a complete shit show in the fourth quarter. I don't understand. I don't understand how you make 22 threes on 51% of season high 36 assists, and you still lose. And you were up
free throws.
17 with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
Yeah.
A 99.4% win probability.
Mm-hmm.
how? Like, what the hell was Billy doing? He called
Choking,
zero timeouts.
I mean, it's a case between being choke artists and just choking to lose. I don't know.
The fact that we were rated so high to win, like that, is close enough to 100% chance that we were supposed to win that game, and it didn't shift until the very end. 50 points is completely ridiculous. I'm trying to figure out, like, all of us, why there was no timeout called. Like, that makes no sense. I'm trying to figure that one out, though. You guys have any ideas on what happened there? You think that was intentional, or like, do you think? I don't even know.
I think Billy's just clueless, to be honest.
It's like either he is a true tank commander, or he's like a porn star with an erectile dysfunction. He's fucking useless. Like, it's one of the two. I don't know which one he is this season. Because, it helps our chances at the draft pick. We kind of already have been winning too many games. So I don't even know how much that helps. We're looking, maybe we can get into the 6 to 8 range to keep our pick. But dude, we had more second chance points, more fast break points, more points in the paint. Like, how the hell do you lose that game in the fourth quarter? In one single quarter, not even the whole quarter, because we were up 17 with half the quarter gone.
Yeah.
Half a quarter, and you lose a game and let them drop 50. And
I can't remember the last time I saw a 50-point quarter. Yeah.
Mike Brown gets fired today, but Billy's still here. Why is he still here?
He's the 6th longest tenured head coach in the NBA currently, and he's the longest tenured coach in Chicago. It just makes no sense.
What does he have on the front office, man? What does he have on ownership? What's the tea?
That's what I used to say about Gar Pax back in the day. What does Gar Foreman and John Paxson have on Jerry Reinsdorf? It just made no sense that they stayed as long as they did. And yeah, same could be said about Donovan for sure.
Yeah, if you stepped away from the TV before the fourth quarter, you would never believe that we lost that game. If you're like watching the first 3 quarters and stepped away, it's nuts. It was just a complete collapse. I don't even know what to say. But more than anything, it's just, why was there no timeout called? Like, gotta get it together, make some adjustments, fix people's mentalities, like just huddle. Like, I just don't understand why there was no timeout called.
What's up, the Sammy in the comments? Chris says the background John is fire. We got Bread the Rebel. I'm still baffled at how we lost. I went to make something to eat when we had the lead. I come back and saw the score, like, what the fuck? How the hell did they come back?
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. It's like unbelievable.
He says I swore I woke up this morning hoping for breaking news alert about Billy. I've been waking up every morning for the last 4 seasons hoping for a breaking news alert about Billy. Whether being fired or I'm not picky. I'll take something else too, to where he's not coaching the Bulls anymore. Wow, man. It just perplexes me, like, how everything can just go so bad. Javon Carter put out a Bulls career high 26, dropping 6 threes in the first quarter, and then Zach went off in the third, and you still lose.
Yeah.
Yes, allowing 50 points in the quarter is a fireball.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not like it's an all-star game. It's unbelievable.
Except it was an all-star game for Javon. I'm not mad at that though. Like at least he got to showcase a little bit of what he could do when he's having a not an off night, a typical off night, which he's typically been having when he actually gets playing time, which is rarely. But at least he got to do that. At least some teams got to see a little bit of that, and Torrey is probably like the most positive we can take from this game.
And speaking of off, yeah, Javon had an amazing performance. It was fun to watch. That was definitely the fun aspect of the game.
Yeah, he was letting.
Speaking of being off, was that?
So get that trade value up, Javon.
That's right. I mean, I'm at the point now. You know what? Anybody, I feel like anybody's expendable at this point. Everybody. I mean, we're in literal basketball purgatory at this time, and that's the worst state to be in. To get out of basketball purgatory, you just gotta blow it up. And that's what we're gonna have to do. Say no one is safe, not even Matas.
Oh, not even Matas.
Wait, what?
No. If we can, absolutely, because if we can use him as a trade piece for a potential superstar or something, number one pick, you go for it. Draft pick, I say nobody on this team is untouchable. That includes Matas. That includes Ayo. Kobe, Kobe's had a very off year. What's happened to Kobe? I wonder. Where did his confidence go?
You're hurting me, John. You breaking my heart.
Okay, slow down.
You breaking my heart.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So not even the rookie.
I love Kobe, but I feel like if anybody's gonna go between like Kobe or Ayo, it would be Kobe. Although I love him. But I would feel like Ayo and Matas are kind of like somewhat safe out of everybody, or should be safe. Yeah, but
I agree with you.
John said everybody can go.
Everybody, blow it up. Start over.
And we're gonna end up with we're still gonna end up with Billy. We'll still have Billy. So like, change up the whole.
It doesn't matter, right?
Coaching staff.
Chris says that's the damn Henny. No, he's on that Malibu. And he don't do that to you. Modest is good in my book. It's like this man hasn't even played.
Modest is good. Modest definitely has a great future. Modest has a great future, but if he can be, link us to something even better, why not? You pull the trigger. We're in basketball purgatory. I say anything we can get, we get. Kobe got to get back in his bag. He was there last season. Exactly. I agree with that.
Yeah, he's been a little off, but again, I think that's just due to him not having the ball in his hands. That's how I feel. I'm not sure, but those all that switching of positions he's been doing, like last year, he was going off, like we talked about already, with the ball in his hands.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's like is Kobe more so not benefiting from having DeMar anymore to draw two to the ball, so he's free up to catch and shoot or drive, with all the attention that DeMar drew, you kind of left Kobe a much more space than he's had this season. But he looked like he's starting to break out of slump last night.
Definitely.
So, hopefully he continues trending upward.
Tats. To be said.
Wow.
You were stuck trying to figure it out.
Look at that.
So let me get
Let's go, Steven. He said, Mr. Tots.
How long is he going to look at that and try to figure out what that's about? I'm like, okay, I got this.
Oh, that was awesome.
I kind of want to rewind because we didn't talk enough about John's basketball. Bulls basketball origin story. Like we talked about MJ and all that, but I kind of want to rewind because I know we skipped forward just because it just happened. I want to know a little bit more about your origin story though. Like I know we started off with MJ, but how were you watching all throughout? I'm sorry, we're skipping all over the place, but I need to know.
No, that's fine. Okay, I'll tell you this. I started watching every single Bulls game in the 92-93 season. Any game that was on WGN At the time, they played about half the games, WGN, and then you got TBS, TNT, NBC. Anytime the Bulls would be on, I would watch. It wasn't until, I guess, the 2004 season when NBA League Pass became available and affordable. And that was the year that we drafted Luol Deng and Ben Gordon, Andres Nocioni, and we made the playoffs for the first time. I started watching every single game at that time because I was able to, because I had the League Pass. So I've been, this is 20 years straight subscribing to NBA League Pass. They've definitely gotten a lot of my money. But watched a lot of games through the years. Probably, more games. It's crazy because, I still watch the Dynasty highlights all the time. I still watch games from back in the day. But because I really started watching the Bulls in their first three-peat, I've watched a lot more Bulls post-Jordan than I have during Jordan. So but definitely my most enjoyable times. Favorite player of all time?
Yeah.
Jordan, and then Pippen. And then Derrick Rose.
Okay.
Look, whatever happened to Scottie Pippen after COVID, I've already told Derrick, he died of COVID. This guy that's talking is a zombie. It's not Scottie Pippen. So
he is AI
in my mind. He's AI generated. There you go.
It's funny because you're not the only one that has that theory. Other people be saying that. I don't know if they're half joking or what, but yeah, other people do say that. Like, it's not Scottie. Scotty's already gone. Like, somebody took over his account.
Exactly. Like, you see his social media posts. Those are AI generated posts.
Listen, those Santa Claus posts.
I mean, I'll tell you what. It's crazy because, obviously a big Jordan fan. But I always pulled for Scottie Pippen to outperform Jordan because Jordan always got all the accolades. He always got all the highlights were on him and everything. So I was always pulling for Pippen to have a really great game. I always wanted, and especially the year and a half that Jordan was away with baseball. Scottie was the best player in the league at that time. Him and Hakeem Olajuwon, it was a toss-up between the two. If you watched him play at that time, he was just a different level. He led the league. He led the Bulls in all 5 major statistical categories, including steals, blocks, rebounds, points per game. He was amazing. Great player. It's amazing how and it's unfortunate how his reputation has become tainted with all the recent things he's been saying over the last few years. It's really unfortunate. But Scottie's definitely my second favorite player of all time.
If we could ask you to put together a super team of Bulls players, like at least or just the starting 5 out of all the Bulls players.
Starting 5 is definitely Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Artis Gilmore. But with the recent passing of Bob Love, I started watching more footage there's not much footage about Bob Love out there. And I realized, wait a second, he was a power forward. I always thought of him as being a small forward. So having said that, I might have to change it up. It's always been Rodman, the power forward, but I might have to go with Bob Love at the power forward.
Where, by the way, did you find where are you finding this Bob Love footage? I guess just on YouTube, because I actually haven't been able to watch on him either. YouTube. I'm actually Facebook friends with his son, Kyle Love, and he's in the Bulls fan group, and he was posting footage, stuff that I had never seen in the group, and then also on his page. So, it was definitely educational. Definitely good to see. But yeah, Bob Love definitely had that great mid-range game. Would have definitely succeeded in today's game. Probably would have been a 3-point shooter as well.
Yeah, Bob Love was.
So yeah, that would definitely be it. 6-man coming off the bench. I'd have to go with Tony Kukoc.
The leader.
Tony's my 6-man.
Could you maybe go over your story with us on how you started the Facebook group? Because it's a pretty popular one. I'm not really on Facebook like that, but I know of the group. So can you talk to us about how that started? What made you do that? What inspired you? And yeah,
absolutely. So I was a part of a group called the NBA Discussion Group. And what it really was at the time, it was back in 2011, 2012. It was really a Bulls versus Heat smack group. We were just going back and forth at each other, a little bit of Lakers fans in there, but it was mostly, Derrick Rose versus LeBron James fans. And, I got so sick and tired of being in a group with a bunch of Heat fans. And so one night I just decided, honestly, I really don't remember it because I was very drunk. I had like a half bottle, it was basically about this size, but it wasn't Malibu. No, it was not girly drink. It was actually Ciroc. It was vodka.
Dang,
I drank like a half bottle.
Ciroc.
And I barely remember. I don't really remember making the group because I was sipping pretty hard on it. But I do remember this. I woke up the next morning, and the group had already had about 520 members in it.
What?
There was one guy that had a lot of Facebook Bulls connections, and he just started adding a bunch of his Bulls peeps to the group. Maurice was his name. Can't remember his last. Haven't seen him on the book in about 10 years. But that was basically how it got started. It was 2012, and it was just a bored night, and I don't really remember putting it together, but I remember waking up to over 500 fans in the group. And so, but I'll tell you what, we always stayed around 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 members until a certain event happened. It's kind of bittersweet because I've never been a Dwayne Wade fan. But when Dwayne Wade got signed to the Bulls, we went literally like within a month. We went from about 7,000 fans to close to 20,000 fans.
Wow.
And that's really when it started to blow up, was when we brought Dwayne Wade over. So
you think that speaks to his fan base, Dwayne Wade?
Yeah, I would have to say. I would have to say so. Yeah.
So one positive thing did come out of Dwayne Wade playing here at one season.
Yeah, besides fleecing the Bulls for all that money, there's $50 million. He fleeced us straight up.
That's such a surreal time in Bulls fandom. Like, we had Dwayne Wade on our team.
Yeah.
Not the greatest version of Dwayne Wade, but the fact that he was a Bull it's so surreal.
And jerseys are being sold. Like, Bulls Wade jerseys are in the stores now. It's crazy. That's a Bulls jersey I'll never get. Derek can attest. I got tons of Bulls jerseys. Tons. But I will not get a Dwayne Wade jersey.
Talk to us on why you won't get it. Why will you not get one? Talk to us about that.
Oh, I don't like Dwayne Wade. He's the ops. I don't care if he's from, right outside Chicago at Robbins. It doesn't matter. He's a Robbins. And one of Robbins. Thank you. And no, that heat, that time period when it was the Heatles, man, I had never had more hatred for a team than that. And I grew up hating, absolutely despising the New York Knicks. We were big rivals, back in the 90s. The Pistons before them. Hated those teams, but not like the Miami Heat. Like, I had so much hate for that team. When we lost to them in the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals, man, that was one of the worst nights of my life. I think I told you about that, Derek. It was bad. It was really bad.
What were you drinking? I hated was it Ciroc or was it Malibu that night?
It was definitely not Malibu. Honestly, I got Malibu because this is what my wife's on, and it's like, my wife drinks Malibu, and then my stepdad drinks Coronas. So it's either Malibu or Corona. So I'm going with Malibu. I don't do cerveza. So no, I'm a vodka drinker. Vodka, rum, tequila.
Have you ever thought of reaching out to Ciroc for like a sponsorship, because they launched your Facebook group? Help launch your Facebook group.
Yeah, that's a great. That's a great opportunity. The only issue is I think Diddy's affiliated with them, or at least used to be, right?
Oh, true.
So. Yeah, he used to be, and that's why you don't remember that night.
Yeah. Oh man, Bulls on Malibu. Yes.
Yeah, but yeah,
So,
man. You want to the direction of this team. I know you just said not too long ago that not even Modest is safe.
How?
So what is it? What could they do that you would approve of?
Honestly, right now, what they need to do, they need to trade Ball, they need to trade Zach, they need to trade Vooch. Because right now, we're still too good to be bad, to be really bad. We've got too much talent to be really bad, no matter how much Billy's trying to tank. It's clearly, last night, that's what he was doing, right? Until we get rid of them, we're going to be a play-in team right there, right around a play-in team, and that's not where we want to be. We're going to be in basketball purgatory for the next 5-6 years if we do that.
Yeah,
I say blow it up. We got to blow it up. We got to blow it up, and we got to fire Billy yesterday. Like that needs to happen. That should have happened. I don't care who takes over. Get rid of Billy. He should have been gone to begin with.
Do you think that's possible? Do you think they're actually going to make that move anytime soon?
The Chicago Bulls fired Scott Skiles on Christmas Eve, right? So maybe they're going to fire Billy Donovan on New Year's Eve. It wasn't Christmas Eve where it happened, so I'm hoping for New Year's Eve. That way we can go into the new year with a new coach.
New year, new us. Get the fuck out of here, Billy.
Yep.
Mean Green.
That's
Hello
right.
there. I was scrolling through YouTube and came across this live stream. I have been a fan of the Chicago Bulls since 1982. Well, welcome.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The show. Thank you for tapping in. And, you know, we're here to talk some Bulls for you. And, yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us were around 1982, but, yeah, we've been here a long time, man. Just not as much as you. So definitely welcome. And if you got any educational comments that you want to drop in the chat, feel free.
Yeah, I have a question for you. Actually, you started becoming a Bulls fan during the Reggie Theus era. So where would you put Reggie Theus among the great guards of the Bulls? Because that was definitely his team at the time.
Yeah, drop it in the comments, Mean Green. We want to hear.
That's it.
Bird the Rebel says
voice.
Definitely needed.
Definitely needed. Absolutely.
Still mad they quietly gave him an extension.
Quietly. I don't think any of us can get over it. Yeah, we'll never get over sense. It. Zero. Like we found out about it like how much longer after it actually happened, which is crazy.
Yeah.
They gave him a black market contract where they pushed it under the table.
And then announced it 6 months later.
And then find out his son is the coach for the Windy City Bulls. On top of all that.
Something just doesn't make sense.
I'm telling you, man. What does he have? What does he have on ownership?
He's got something. But so DB, the coach that you and I mutually wanted before Billy Donovan came over.
Kenny Atkinson.
And I just look at the Cavaliers record and it just makes me sick. That was our guy. That was the guy. And just look what he's doing with the Cavs.
Do you think if we got Kenny Atkinson that we would be where the Cavs are right now?
That's a great question. I think that we probably would have kept our key pieces and would have been successful from the beginning. You know, everybody always wants to blame Lonzo Ball's injury on us just faltering in that the end of the 22 season. But I think if we had better coaching, Billy Donovan was, really it was Lonzo Ball that was carrying that team. He was really the real coach of that team. If we had a real coach, we definitely could have made some noise with or without Lonzo. Not just that year, but the years after as well. So, yeah. I think, yeah, absolutely. With Kenny Atkinson, we would have been more successful over the last few years. What say you?
Yeah, I'm with you. No, he's a great developmental coach. So I think
yes, he is.
Dalen would be further along. Julian would be further along. I think that we had enough talent so where if we had a decent coach, we would have been at least a playoff team. Because the East is still weak. Like it's still weak, so that we're in the play-in currently, even after giving up 50 points in this damn quarter. So yeah, I think Kenny Atkinson would have had this team in a better position than
for sure
what he is.
I feel the same way. We're just lacking creativity, which is nothing really new here. Also, like with whatever happened last season with Zach, like we know it's probably because he was a bit injured too, but then we don't know really what was going on fully behind the scenes. But what it appeared to be was some kind of like, I guess, him being disgruntled between just between him and Billy. Like, don't know for sure. It's speculation, but it did kind of seem that way. So that might not have happened the way that like DeMar has a completely different game, but the way that he was being utilized with the other players and like Derek had just mentioned development, like we're not really seeing too much new out of these younger guys. They're not where they need to be. And I see that's like really on that's a Billy thing versus like now at least we got Peter Patton as of this last year. I see a little bit happening here and there, but the way that he's utilizing these players is it's just not quite enough. So yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, like Dalen Terry got his first start last night and got like 3 early fouls in the first quarter and like basically put up a Tony Snell game. And I don't think that would have happened at all if we had a better coach who focused on the development of the younger players.
That's right.
Dalen got like barely any playing time last year. Like, how are you supposed to develop? You don't get any real game time experience. So I know he wants to like have players earn their minutes, but right now we're in this like somewhat of a rebuilding process. Like this is when they should be playing between this year and last year. I don't know what they were trying to do last year. They were still trying to win games, but like you're not giving these guys any opportunities to get better. So yeah, we definitely weren't in win mode last year. So I don't know. We wasted a whole season with him just kind of riding on the bench.
Yeah, Billy's a damn joke with this.
He really is.
Earn minutes. Well, didn't he say something like he's not giving free candy? That shit just reminded me so much of Jim Boylan. I'm not preparing these men for the road. Preparing the road for the men. A road for these boys, and these boys are men.
These boys are men. Yeah.
Oh, we got an answer for Mean Green.
Says he would put Reggie Theus, a player he watched and loved to watch him play. Obviously, MJ23 was the greatest, and Reggie Theus was right up there. Not as good as MJ, but who was?
Facts.
Nobody.
That's right. Reggie Theus was very underrated. He's a great bull, great king too.
Did he? Was he around enough with the Bulls to where he might deserve a jersey retirement?
That's a good question. I think he only played about 3 or 4 years, so probably not. Probably not. No.
I knew Reggie Theus from Hang Time. You remember the show Hang Time? It's kind of like your story of how you learned about MJ through video games and others learned about MJ through shoes. I knew about him from the show Hang Time. Do you guys remember that show?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was a TNT commentator for quite some time as well.
And that too, in the later years. But I'm like, coach. Then I find out he was a Bull. I'm like, what?
Right. So, We have the Bucks again tomorrow. The final meeting of the regular season, because we've already played them 3 times. Modest questionable, Lonzo questionable, Jalen Smith I think is probable with an ankle sprain, and Ayo's doubtful. But Giannis and Dame,
we still get the dub though.
Giannis and Dame are both questionable with illness. They set out the last meeting and they still whipped their ass. So
yeah,
and we're at home, so that doesn't have.
Being at home is no good this year.
Isn't that funny?
It's a disadvantage to play at home this year. Isn't that crazy? Better record on the road. What, 9-7 now after last night's debacle?
Let me verify that.
Yeah, I think we're 9-7 after last night on the road.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's see. Mean Gene says, just to watch the momentum build in 91, that first championship, the back-to-back repeat, the first three-peat, then number 4 in 96, the 5th in 97, and repeat in 98. I enjoyed all of it.
Every moment.
Yeah, we all enjoyed the dynasty years. The question is, how much are you enjoying it right now?
I mean, all that is the reason why the Bulls have the fan base they do to this day. Like, most of it is like legacy and what we either grew up on or our parents raised us on, all the stories we were told, the pride in wearing those jerseys and the colors of red, white, and black. As Mean Green's mentioning, like, it's all stemming from that. But yeah, how much longer can we ride this wave? Like, I'm gonna ride it until the day I'm out of here. But like these newer fans, like younger people that have less influence on them, I'm wondering how long that's going to keep them engaged.
Yeah, the younger fans especially. But we made it through the Tim Floyd years. I mean, is this worse? This might be worse. At least we were tanking really well back then. We were getting top draft picks and
yeah.
To verify, we are 9-7 on the road. We are 4-11 at home, 5-5 in the last 10. So yeah, we're still not bad enough to secure a draft pick, so where we know for sure that we'll have that at the end of the year. And 4 wins at the UC is just terrible.
It is.
Red the Rebel says the post MJ and D Rose eras have been rough.
Yeah. 2022 was when it started to get somewhat exciting again. Like we were starting to have hope again in that 2022 season. Especially those first few games. But here we are.
Yeah, really, it was 2021. It was like the beginning of 2022 when we started to fall apart, right when Lonzo went down to injury. But we were looking like we could be, Eastern Conference final contenders, maybe even champs. We were so fun to watch, and we had those great City Edition jerseys to go with it. By far the best one ever in any team. Those red cursive Chicago jerseys.
Those are
bring
good.
Those back. Yeah, that was great. And then the Kardashian curse with Tristan Thompson. Once we signed him, it was over. That was the nail in the coffin for us.
I kind of view it more like that season. Everybody wanted to get back on the bus, but they did not change and update the suspension system. So when the fans piled on the bus, that shit just broke the fuck down and the wheels rolled off. That's what kind of what happened there. Then you add in Tristan Thompson, and he's just like your spare tire exploding.
Yeah,
He came in talking a lot of mess too. We thought he was gonna have he had at least decent attitude. Like he was playing chippy, but oh my god, oh, so funny. We were supposed to be somewhat excited about that. It was the best we could get at that time.
Nobody was excited about it.
There were some people. They were like, okay, it's something versus nothing, but it might have been better had we got nothing.
Yeah, those people watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Those that's on anything positive about Tristan Thompson.
When I saw him at the United Center at that game, I'm like, I cannot believe we had him on our team.
Yeah.
Meiji says, as tough as it is to be a Bulls fan right now, and it is tough to be a fan. However, I bleed red and black and have done so since 1982 and will never change. Win or lose, I cheer for this team. And yes, that is the mindset that all three of us share, and pretty much most of the fan base does. As John says, it's see red to the deathbed.
That's right. See red till the deathbed.
Say Bulls for life. So I just want to know what the plan is for our Bulls. That's
the $1 million question. We all want to know that.
Even the front office wants to know what the plan is.
Exactly.
Or do they want to know? They don't know what the plan is. I don't know if they want to know what the plan is, but
I was about to say, do they want to know? They just chilling in the office throwing darts at the wall.
Yeah, collecting a paycheck. It's really sad. This is the worst place to be in as a sports fan. Purgatory.
Yeah, no.
That's exactly where we are now. It's the worst.
Yeah, we're just in limbo.
Yeah.
Somebody says, wait, are you supposed to plan things? Normal people typically do.
Just random, just like our offense, random. Run random.
It's our defense that's on random.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're doing. Well, just let them go to the bucket.
But does anybody else agree with me that the NBA is becoming unwatchable with all these threes, though? It's just, man, it's really getting bad. Take me back to 2011.
Most places you want to add or become sellers. This team should definitely be sellers.
Sellers, absolutely sellers.
Where it says our defense be on shuffle. But yeah, John, I think it's more so not that they're shooting so many threes, it's that they're bricking so many threes. Like they go in, you're like, oh, okay, cool. But like you get excited when you see Javon Carter last night launching 6 threes and all 6 of them are going in. It's just that when you're launching like 25 and you only make 5, then you're like, yeah, this is not good.
I don't know. I grew up in the 90s watching the, bump and grind, 92, 88 final score games. The games were so much closer back then. I don't know. That to me, that was just real basketball. That was at its best.
It's the way that these games are being ref too. Like aside from the league being soft, it's like the referees too. They don't let nothing fly. It's just encouraging people to just the flopping is out of control. But the whole time we still have Draymond just doing whatever, just busting out wrestling moves. But it's that too. It's the way the game's being reffed, the way it's being called. It's annoying. Let them play.
Did you guys see that game the other night where Drummond got ejected?
Yeah, because it was on one game.
The ref looked and saw that it was a flop, and so she's like, "Oh, he's unejected," and we're sending that. And it's like I've never seen somebody get ejected then unejected.
Yeah. She was like, my bad, I messed up. Well, it was explicit, but yeah, then he's back in the game, which is crazy. But that flop was like egregious. Like that was so bad.
That was horrible. Mean Green says, I remember John Paxson beating Phoenix in 93 with his dagger to the heart. 3 shots to win the 3rd championship, just like Steve Kerr in 97 with his shot to beat the Utah Jazz for number 5. Yeah, but I mean, those were good times. No, John Paxson was a good player, just not a good front office person, but is still around as a special advisor.
Yeah, he's a bull for life.
I don't know what he's advising.
Literally, that guy's a bull for life.
Yeah, what Brett said.
Yeah, she was accountable.
Agreed.
He said it ain't the amount of threes that piss me off is when they get taken. Yeah, that too. Like on a fast break, and instead of running towards the basket where you could get a clear layup or dunk, you're running out to the 3-point line, and then you're missing.
And I read somewhere that Adam Silver is actually doing. Yeah, Adam Silver's going to do something about it. Apparently, let's see what that's going to be. Penalize teams if they take too many threes. I doubt it. Why don't they just take the 3-point shot away next year? Just take out the line completely. See how the game changes.
So he says, at least we know John Paxson can throw hands.
Yeah, so does Vinny Del Negro.
Yo.
Never forget that. That guy literally choked his guy, choked Vinny and still had a job the next day. Ugh, wow.
Like, did that really even happen?
Allegedly, yeah.
That's so crazy.
He played Joakim 1 minute over his minute restriction. He got
and I believe that was in DC. Yeah, he got the Sprewell treatment, and I believe that was in DC. I'm pretty sure that was in DC where that happened. Because I remember Joe was just limping up and down the court, still playing. Yeah, plantar fasciitis.
Yep.
Brad says, or like when Vooch be cooking in the paint, then when start shooting threes out of nowhere.
It's a simple game.
Vooch, because Vooch has been knocking them down for the most part this season. Even though the last few games, it seems like he's kind of going back to last season. I'm like, no, not until you're traded.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like been one of our most consistently good players this season. So I can't even be too mad at him this season.
My thing is some players are able to use the mid-range to open up the offense to allow players to get in their flow. Right, like what we saw DeMar do. What Mikal Bridges did the other night. I think it was the Christmas game. Like it's these analytical guys telling you that shot is not good. And they probably never picked up a basketball.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got to bring back the mid-range.
I mean,
mid-range. We got to get rid of that 3-point line. 1 year.
I think I read something about when they were discussing it, they were thinking about moving it back further, but that doesn't matter. These players are launching shots from the hash mark and half court.
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I say recalibrate the game by getting rid of the line for 1 year, maybe two seasons. Recalibrate the game. That's the only way. Of course, it's never going to happen.
It would be crazy to get rid of the 3-point line.
It would be, but something's got to give. It's just getting out of control.
Hey, blame Steph Curry. Mean Green asks, is there anything more of history of the Bulls that you would like to know about? He was in his 30s during the Bulls' golden years. Brad says, bring back hand checking. I mean, you got to, that would help defense, I think, if we brought back hand checking. It's just, if you touch people like LeBron, it's a foul. So that's why they got rid of it.
It's the officiating, man. They do have to change up some of the rules, though. I think that would help with like the like obsessive, obnoxious amount of 3-point shots that go up for sure.
Tell these players get in the weight room. It's like they're scared of contact.
Oh yeah.
Well, the work ethic is not here like it used to be. So I don't know. There are many problems with the game versus how we used to watch it back then and the way it used to be played. Like the dedication is not there. You're not really seeing players in the gym like that outside of like game days and practice days. Before, people be in the gym like 24/7, not 24/7, but all the time on their own time, like wanting to do better on their own. But yeah, it's a little bit different now.
They don't practice.
Yeah, they just be on 2K.
Like practice. We talk about practice. Yes, get your ass in the gym.
Yeah, no,
and work on your skills.
It's not the same.
Bulls for Life said, I heard something about the corner three being taken away, or at least stop the transition threes like ducking the easy layup or dunk. Stop momentum for a three that most likely is not going in and for no foul. Would that might help. I mean, if you take away the corner threes and you only have the above the break threes, I know it's a few players that love the corner because it's shorter.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the solution. Sam Lee says players are businesses now. I knew the game's going in an odd direction when players want to talk about their portfolios and less about the game.
Exactly. Though, like these endorsements and other ways they can make money, it's just not the same. The competition isn't the same anymore. Like the competitive spirit isn't what it used to be. There's like not even any, like before they would have pride, and even like the All-Star games, like we know it's different, like the ante is different, but like the All-Star game it's so sad to watch now versus before. Like at least they would take pride in like winning or losing. Now it's like unwatchable. Of course you're still gonna watch, but like yo, do something, move.
What do you guys think about the new format?
I honestly am open to them trying anything just to see what sticks and what makes it slightly more watchable. So I'm not going to criticize any type of change.
What format are we referring to?
Now All-Star. It's going to be the All-Stars gets split up into 3 teams, and the winner of the Rising Star Challenge, and it's a like a street ball kind of tournament where they play first to 40.
You know what, man? They're doing the most. Adam Silver is doing the most. Just go back to East-West. They're always trying to do something different. It's NBA. They're trying to make it like WWF or something, you know?
I don't think they have the same pride though in like East and West either, because players are just moving back and forth from team to team. It's not like before the players would stick with their team for at least a good few years. Now it's like they're switching back and forth all over the place. I feel like even the East and West format, like there's not enough pride and like even regionality anymore there.
The number one problem with the All-Star game are the current players. They don't give a shit about about performing well, about winning the game. They just don't care. They're just like, okay, let's just get it over. They're making a mockery of the NBA game, and it's disgusting to watch, and that's why I haven't watched an All-Star game since 2020 when it was in Chicago. I refuse to watch it. It's a joke, becoming a clown show.
They have to incentivize, like if they really want to make anything move, like they have to incentivize like winning a bit more for the players, which it's sad that it has come to that, but pay them a little bit more to win, and they'll probably play a little bit harder. But I don't know what else, because the pride's not there. You can't instill pride in players. So they ain't got money in front of them. Literally.
And that's the thing. It all ties back to money, like you just said. It's all money hungry, money generated. Back in the day, they played for heart. They played, for their own thing. It wasn't about money. Now that's all it is. It's all the only motivating factor. I've even seen players say, "Oh, the in-season tournament's great. You get 500,000. If you winner gets 500,000. It's like it's really unfortunate the way it's become, but money's ruined everything. That's the bottom line."
Yeah, I'm with Melissa on the fact that at least they're trying something new that maybe can be a bit competitive, because I don't see any of the All-Stars wanting to lose to the rookies and the sophomores. So that may be a competitive game. But like Kevin Durant said, just go back to East versus West. The problem, as you guys said, is these players don't have loyalty to teams anymore. And everybody's friends with everybody. And, back in our day, the All-Star game, they had pride where they went out and like, hey, I want to show that I am the best of the best. I'm the best All-Star that's on this court. And that's not the case anymore. I think, it's incentivized. And if you go back to East versus West, give the winner home court advantage in the playoffs. Maybe that want to win.
Maybe so, but I'm going to tell you this. The era of players that really screwed up this game, it all started with LeBron James. It all started that rookie game. I don't know if you watched it or not, but when LeBron was a rookie, Carmelo Anthony, they were rookies. They were playing that game like they do the All-Star game now. Literally just standing around, no defense, just playing around, like literally mocking the game. And here it is 20 years later, the whole entire NBA's become that way.
Well,
it really started at that time.
Carmelo was never known for defense.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
No, it was a literal mockery. I remember 20 years ago, and here it is 20 years later, and that's how it is.
Yeah, Green says there's no doubt this era of the NBA is night and day different from when it was in the 90s. And if you watched the Last Dance documentary, of course, like that got everybody through COVID.
Saved my life.
Yeah, I've got the DVD set at home. Even though DVDs are kind of like becoming extinct.
You have Netflix, don't you?
Yeah.
You could just watch it anytime on Netflix. I've watched it like 4 times already.
It's collector's item, man.
Yeah.
Bulls for Life says he's heard that owners are asking for a playoff format that would be the best 16 teams in the playoffs, getting rid of like the conferences. Brad said that's a good idea. What do you guys think about that? If we're just going best 16 teams in the NBA?
Will that get rid of the play-in? Please get rid of the play-in.
I would think that would get rid of the play-in.
Then yes.
That sounds interesting. Like I said, I'm willing for them to try literally anything. So
Missy's like, I'm open to all ideas at this point.
For real.
Wolves for Life says I'm seeing a lot of former players that have been in the league maybe a few years playing overseas because of more pride and competition that they don't like how the NBA is handling things now.
Yeah, man. The players are just like too cool to do anything. Like they're too cool to try too hard. They're too cool to play defense. Like, yeah.
LeBron pump faking the dunk contest is what caused the downfall of that event. So it might be a good idea for the All-Star winner to get home court advantage in the playoffs if they're going back to East versus West.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
that would only incentivize a few players.
Yeah. I mean, if it incentivizes, Jokic or somebody
Tatum.
of that nature, yeah, Tatum, that might help because it might trickle down, but
they'll get the MVP. One of them.
Mm-hmm. But hey, we've got, like I said, we have the Bucks tomorrow, and then we have the Charlotte Hornets on the 30th. Maybe. Once again, maybe we might see Lonzo versus LaMelo. The look on you guys' faces are saying you doubt it.
Maybe for about 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
It's
he
so
doesn't play.
unfortunate.
Hasn't LaMelo come back from his injury?
I don't believe
I don't
he
think
has.
so.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so. Has he?
I'm not sure. I know Lonzo's just like dealing with an illness, so it's not an injury, so he should be there. But LaMelo is the question. And of course, after that, we've got the first 2 games in 2025. New Year's Day is here versus the Wizards. So, John, that's like less than a week away. I'll see you there.
Yeah, man. Can't wait.
And then, of course, the first home game of 2025 is Derrick Rose night, where they better win that home game. And hopefully they put Derrick Rose's number in the rafters.
I'm pretty sure that if they were going to put his number in the rafters, it would have already been announced, right? I don't think that's something that's just going to be a surprise.
You know, it would be nice, but as Melissa has theorized, I'm sure that they will announce that beforehand to sell more tickets to another game in the future.
That's really how I feel about it. Like, it would be cool, but at the same time, that's a whole opportunity to make a lot more money again. So
great point, Melissa.
You never know, though. But
I just have a sliver of hope because of Derrick Rose's post on Instagram where he's got like the jersey hanging on the gate.
Yeah.
So you're like, maybe.
Oh, Derrick Rose posted that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a cool post. It was like in his they showed his like childhood home and stuff like that with him and his family and all that. But it did seem like it was a little bit of a tease though with all the jerseys and him on the court, and they were hiding something. They had something like behind a curtain.
Yeah.
But
so
since we're on that subject, I feel like the Bulls don't have enough jerseys up in the rafters. What are the other numbers that should be up there?
Before we get to that, LaMelo played last night and dropped 31. So
okay, well, we stand corrected. Thank you.
Possible Lonzo LaMelo matchup on the 30th. Yeah, Brad says it would make sense for them to retire Derrick Rose's jersey. So I would say Derrick needs his jersey retired. Please retire number 2.
Thank you. Please. Please.
We know that jersey number is cursed.
Yes, it is. Look at Lonzo, number 2. There's only been one number 2 that played pretty well. That was Nate Robinson, but he only lasted 1 year. That doesn't count.
Yeah, I mean, Norm Van Leer, like, he said that number is cursed, man.
They did.
He was
wrong.
right.
Brian,
people just have to know not
to did him wrong.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other story.
There you go. Grant, Rodman, Rose, Noah. Okay. I want to agree with Grant. I just can't get out of my head the way he celebrated on our court when he was in Magic. I just, oh man, that left a bad taste in my mouth.
The disrespect.
But I get it. Yeah, awful.
I feel the way about Rodman and Noah though, and obviously Rose.
Also, I want to say rest. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say with Grant, that he is like an ambassador where they bring him to the games and stuff now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he comes a lot.
Is he still an ambassador?
Yeah, he goes to a lot of events. He's always there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he does a lot of Bulls events. John's like, cool, but nah, I still don't like him for celebrating on our court.
I really don't. But the great thing about that was the following year we swept them 4-0, and that actually brings me to rest in peace to Greg Gumbel, who actually called Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. He passed away a couple hours ago. So
good call out.
One of the GOATs, one of the greatest commentators in all sports.
Yeah,
we lost a great one. But yeah, he called that Game 1. I remember that very well. That we annihilated them, 121-83. And I remember I was like, "That's it. We're sweeping these guys. It's not even going to be close." It wasn't. That was definitely one of my favorite games in the Dynasty years. It's amazing.
The cherry on top for MJ's comeback from baseball.
But, yeah, and then karma came to bite Horace Grant in the butt because he got injured that game. And it didn't play.
Personal.
Well, he did. He got injured in the third quarter and didn't return back again after that. He was out for the rest of the series. So it was like karma was out to get him. You don't do that. You don't trot around on the United Center floor against your old team for the past 5-6 years. Yeah, that's just wrong. But he got it. He got it back right to him.
on that note, Joe, if you want to tell the people where they can follow you and about if they want to join the Bulls Fam group.
Yep. So if you want to follow me, Facebook is probably better than Twitter or X, whatever they call it nowadays. Bulls group is Bulls Fam. Hit me up on there and we'll add you in. We got enough fans in there to fill the United Center. So over 24,000 fans, people in there. So definitely come in there and we talk a lot about how much we hate Billy Donovan. It's always fire bubblegum, Billy Bubbledum, whatever, this and that. And then a lot of old Dynasty and, 60s, 70s Bulls, all that stuff. We pay respects to, the Bulls history there quite a bit. So please join us if you haven't yet.
Somebody says y'all got cup holders.
Yes.
We have cup holders. Reinsdorf does not.
Yes.
there you go.
Is it just Bulls Fam straight up? Like that's the group name? Like hashtags or
hashtag Bulls Fam. It's hashtag Bulls Fam. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We thank
it's
everybody.
12 years strong.
That's a major accomplishment. Congratulations.
Definitely.
Hey, it's definitely my hobby.
So we thank everybody for tapping in with us. We ask that you would leave a comment, and subscribe to the Bulls on Tap YouTube page or on X, wherever you consume your podcasts, Spotify, Apple, we're all there. So yeah, until the next time, go Bulls.
Go Bulls.
See you red till the deathbed, baby. Fire Billy.